Usually being a newlywed is all about love and floating on happiness and living in a bubble with your beloved. Murder is usually not one of the things we think of. However, maybe Bill Nelson should have been thinking that when his new bride killed him, chopped him up, skinned his torso, cooked his head, and boiled his fingers and mixed his body parts with turkey, putting a majority of the mixture down the garbage disposal and stuffed the rest in body bags. Hey friends, I'm Xavier and I'm back with another Black Case file for you. Today, first, if I sound a little stuffy, my face is still swollen. I have yet another sinus infection and they're horrible and I hate this. Still shouting out to Leave Cold and Sinus and Tylenol Extra Strength, keeping me going. Not sponsored, but I swear it could be by how much I consume. Anyways, typically talk about cases that tend to focus on people of color, and the topics can vary. I mean, sometimes it's about murder, sometimes it's about history, sometimes it's mystery, sometimes it's a conspiracy, sometimes it's a murder, mystery, conspiracy from history. Anyways, if you like this content, make sure to hit that red subscribe button. And you can also find me on Instagram at the Black Case Files and on TikTok at the Black Case Files. I swear I'm working on putting more content up there. Lastly, I have a little playlist that I add all of these to that should be showing here or here somewhere. Anyways, binge it, have fun. Today, we are talking about model turned cannibal killer, Omaima Nelson. Omaima Nelson was born in Egypt and immigrated to the States in 1986. According to Omaima, she was the victim of some horrible abuse that included molestation, physical abuse, as well as female circumcision. And so that everyone understands what we're talking about, female circumcision is, according to the World Health Organization, female genital mutilation comprises all procedures that involve partial or total removal of the external female genitalia or other injury to the female genital organs for non-medical reasons. The practice is mostly carried out by traditional practitioners, and in several settings there's evidence that suggests greater involvement of healthcare providers in performing female genital mutilation due to the belief that the procedure is safer when medicalized. World Health Organization strongly urges healthcare providers not to perform FGM. FGM is recognized internationally as a violation of the human rights of girls and women. It reflects deep-rooted inequality between the sexes and constitutes an extreme form of discrimination against girls and women. It's nearly always carried out on minors and is a violation of the rights of children. The practice also violates a person's rights to health, security, and physical integrity, the right to be free from torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment, and the right to life in instances where the procedure results in death. That was all from the World Health Organization. So, quite traumatic to put it lightly. So Omaima has fled this life and is now living in the United States. While here, she began looking for her love interests as well as modeling. She was slender with petite features and olive skin and doe eyes. So she was a natural and a favorite for modeling, even though she was short. She admitted that she went through a series of dysfunctional relationships with other men in the States before she met Bill Nelson. In 1991, she met William Bell Nelson, a pilot, in a bar playing pool. They fell into a whirlwind romance, and within weeks they were married. Bill, who was 230 pounds and 6'4", kind of dwarfed her. The newlyweds honeymooned in Bill's home in the Southwest before returning to his apartment in Costa Mesa. While there, she seemed to integrate pretty well into his family, which included his adult children. I mean, there was even an incident where she was bucked from a horse while riding it, and they offered to take her to the hospital, but she just said no and took some aspirin and swallowed it with some vodka. So she's kind of the embodiment of tough, or rather, though she be tiny, she be fierce. Shout out Shakespeare. However, problems started when they arrived back home. It was then that Omaima says that was when her husband began to show a violent side. She told a story that her new husband raped and beat her several times, including once when she threatened to leave him. She said she felt isolated with no one to turn to, and on Thanksgiving weekend in 1981, during a particularly brutal assault, she fought back, hitting him with a lamp and an iron, and she killed him by stabbing him with a pair of scissors. However, it was what happened after that really made the headlines, because friends. She then cut off her husband's head and his genitals. According to the DA's office, Omaima Nelson cooked her husband's hands in oil, boiled the head, and placed it in the freezer. She later used a garbage disposal to get rid of the chopped up body parts. Omaima claimed she was acting in self-defense because her husband was sexually assaulting her. Prosecutors, however, claimed that she was probably planning to rob him. They said, they affirmed that she enlisted the help of 2 ex-boyfriends to remove her husband's teeth so his remains could not be identified. Then she skinned the torso and lower body, cooked the decapitated head, and fried the hands in oil. She told a psychiatrist she dipped her husband's ribs in barbecue sauce, tasted them. She stuffed some of her husband's body parts into garbage bags and offered a friend $75,000 to help her dispose of it. Neighbors said the garbage disposal inside the customer's apartment just seemed to run all night continuously for like the next 2 days. She was arrested the day after a bloody Thanksgiving weekend, and it was while she was driving Bill's red Corvette. She had been going from one ex-boyfriend's house to another, seeking help in disposing of the bags of body parts. When the coroner's office weighed the accumulated body parts during the autopsy, 80 pounds of Bill Nelson was missing. Even more troubling is trying to figure out the exact date he was killed. Neighbors at the apartment building said they last saw the pair together at noon on Thanksgiving. Omaima went to a friend's house on December 1st to tell him she had killed her husband and she needed his help in discarding the body parts. Omaima was arrested, and while being interrogated, she was noted as acting strangely, such as trying to take her shirt off in the interrogation room and allegedly trying to seduce the detectives. It was then, if that was what she was doing, it didn't work. She was in jail until her trial in 93. So now, at the same time as this whole trial was getting underway, Omaima also faces 3 other felony charges in unrelated case that was going to be tried simultaneously with Bill Nelson's murder case. She's accused of tying up Robert Hansen, a former boyfriend, and demanding money at gunpoint. And this was in November of 90 in Huntington Beach. She was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, and attempted robbery in that case. Okay, back to the Nelson trial. During this trial, a picture was painted of Bill Nelson as a kind, loving, and trusting man who was taken advantage of by Omaima in the worst imaginable way. Omaima was painted as a money-hungry, exotic beauty, but a predator. He claimed she had established a pattern of seducing older men, tying them up during sex, and then rubbing them. Pawlowski said he will try to prove in trial that the deep bruise rings around both of William Nelson's nails are evidence that there might have been bondage during sex on the night he was killed. Omaima had before tied up her lovers a couple of times, only to hold them at gunpoint and demand money, i.e. how she has the Hansen case. And it's possible that she might have been doing this on the night of the killing, or at least that's his theory, or was his theory, I should say. This happened a while ago. He argued to the jurors that Omaima shackled her husband to a bed during a sex play sometime during Thanksgiving weekend in 91, and then murdered him in cold blood with the scissors before she systematically dissected his body. Pawlowski also showed nude pictures of Omaima Nelson provocatively posing for a photographer who the prosecutor said was Bill Nelson. And the color photographs were taken shortly before the victim's death. And in those, they show a smiling Omaima. But most importantly, they don't show any signs of physical abuse. Not saying it didn't happen, just saying it didn't show. So she was found guilty of second-degree murder, and Superior Court Judge Robert Fitzgerald sent her to prison for 27 years. Omaima first became eligible for parole in 2006, but was denied when commissioners found her unpredictable and a serious threat to public safety. Again, in 2011, she became eligible, but again was denied. Again, the parole board cited that she had not taken responsibility for the murder, and she would not be a productive citizen if she were freed. She will not be able to seek parole again until 2026, so in about 4 more years. All right, thanks for watching, friends. I'll see you next time with another Black Case File. I try to upload 3 to 4 times per week. If I get another sinus infection, I don't know what to tell you. Anyways, make sure to follow the Black Case Files on Instagram and see what we upload next. See you next time. Bye.